This is the exact technique that helped me to break free from lifelong struggles with binge eating when nothing else worked. So I'm so excited to share this with you today. And I just want you to know that if you are feeling hopeless, you're struggling, you feel like you've literally tried everything, including probably 20 years of therapy, and you still find yourself binge and emotional eating, then you are definitely in the right place. It's been 7 years since I've had a binge eating episode, and this is exactly why. So let's get into it. I just want to let you know that if you are deeply struggling with this and you're feeling alone and lost, I'm here for you. And I would love to support you. So if you want to have a conversation with me and learn how you can actually break free of this and what specific plan and tools are going to get you out of this mess, then there is a link below to connect with me directly. And I just really want to offer that support because I know I deeply needed it when I was struggling. Okay, awesome. Let's get into the video. EFT, otherwise known as Emotional Freedom Techniques, is an absolutely amazing tool, and I'm going to combine a few other things to take this to the next level. Why this is so important is because we tend to think binge and emotional eating and overeating is all to do with willpower and determination, which is completely incorrect, and why most of us struggle with this for most of our lives, because we think we can just set a timer or will our way out of what we're doing consciously. And there is a part of you that is engaging in this behavior, and it has nothing to do with willpower, motivation, determination. Nothing. So we're going to use these tools to get to a deeper level and help to support also regulating your nervous system, bringing more safety into your nervous system, because when we are operating in a more safe and social engagement state of our nervous system, then we don't engage in binge and emotional eating. So said otherwise, we're kind of going to reprogram our mind and help to bring emotional peace and freedom into our bodies, which is going to directly support you to stop engaging in this behavior and to have more peace in your relationship with food. All right, so what we want to do first is rate on a scale of 1 to 10 how upset you are that you engage in this binge and emotional eating pattern. 1 to 10. 10 meaning I'm devastated, I hate myself, like yada, yada, yada. Let's track that right now. And once you've noticed that number, we're going to check back in on it after we complete this exercise. So I would love for you to follow me and tap where I tap and repeat after me. And that way we're going to be able to engage in this beautiful technique together. Okay, so tapping with me, repeating after me if you're able to. Even though I feel ashamed that I engage in this binge eating habit, and some days it feels like I'll never get over this, I'm learning how to love and accept myself. Even though I feel like I've tried everything and nothing works, so it's hard to believe something is actually going to work for me to break free, it's okay that I'm feeling that way. Even though I've been doing this for so long that it feels like binge eating is my identity. What if it's actually just a part of me that engages in this habit and not my identity? Feeling really ashamed. Feels like nothing is ever going to work for me to overcome this. This is so difficult. I've tried everything. Nothing ever works. Feels like I'm going to struggle with this forever. This is a really challenging thing to struggle with in my life. Sometimes it feels like it's my whole identity. But what if it's not my identity? What if it's just a part of me? Binge eating is just a part of me. It's not all of me. So let's take a nice easy breath and just do some gentle orienting, which means that you're gonna just gently take a look around the space that you're in. Notice how you feel. Notice what may have shifted for you already, your energy, thoughts, feelings, and you may want to write those down. And then we're going to go into our second round. And before we do this, I want to just let you know that this struggle of binge eating, it can feel very enmeshed with our identity. And the truth is, binge eating is not your identity. And there is a part of you that has learned this strategy of binge eating to stay safe. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you a few questions about this little part of you, and we can just kind of open the door to learning more about this part of you. So don't worry if you don't have all the answers. Don't worry if things don't feel abundantly clear right now. I just want you to practice this exercise with me because it could be really life-changing. So when you tune into this part of you that engages in binge eating, how old do you think this part is? How long do you think it's been around for? And just notice if any feelings come up in your body when you tune into this part of you. Notice if there's any images that come up. Sometimes we have images. And then I would love for you to just gently ask this part of you and see what happens when you ask. How are you trying to support me by doing this little habit of binge eating? What are you trying to protect me from? Nice, very good. So whatever came up, you take your time. You may need more time with those questions. You can rewind and revisit them, but I want you to make sure that you have spent enough time just asking those questions to that part of you. And now we're going to move into part 2. And just to inspire you, one of my clients, Marina, shared, calorie counting and binge eating ruled my life for over 15 years. And in less than 3 months in working in this program, I've stopped calorie counting. I no longer binge eat, and I'm not even worrying about my weight. So this is absolutely what's possible for you. You don't have to stay trapped in this cycle and let it run your life anymore. So if you'd like to learn how to do that, you're welcome to book a complimentary call to learn more about that, and the link is below. Fabulous. Now, let's get into round 2, and we're going to start working directly with this part of you. Very important, because this is how we start to break free. So repeating and tapping with me. Even though I'm just starting to learn that binge eating isn't my identity, and that there's a part of me that engages in this binge eating habit, I'm willing to learn more about this part of me. Even though there is a part of me that engages in binge eating. And this part of me learned this years and years ago. And this part of me is actually trying to keep me safe and protect me by doing this habit. I'm learning how to love and accept myself. Even though I'd rather this part not binge eat, I'm willing to become a little more curious about how this part is trying to protect me and what it's trying to protect me from. Because it's actually not trying to hurt me. And maybe this is the very first time that I'm starting to acknowledge that. I have this part of me that engages in binge eating as a strategy to keep me safe. As a little protection plan. This part of me learned this a very long time ago. And at the time, this part of me really needed this tool to feel safe. This part isn't actually trying to hurt me. Even though I don't love the binge eating. This part is just trying to protect me and keep me safe. The good news is, we have many more amazing tools that we can learn that will help us to feel so much safer than binge eating. This part of me that engages in binge eating I'm open to seeing that it's a part of me, not all of me. And that it's a protection strategy. I'm open to learning new tools that are far more effective in helping me to feel safe. Okay, so just take a nice easy breath. Invite in some gentle orienting again. And take this opportunity to notice how you feel. How does it feel to acknowledge that this is a part of you and not all of you? How does it feel to acknowledge that this part of you is actually just trying to keep you safe? And I want to provide a quick example for that. So a few clients of mine that I've worked with, this is pretty common. If you think back, a lot of times my clients are able to identify, okay, this part of me that engages in binge eating seems younger. And I recall when my parents were getting divorced, I started engaging in binge eating. So that little girl started binge eating because of all the emotional stress going on in her family. And we know that binge eating temporarily, very temporarily, provides a feeling of numbing and soothing, and that feels pleasurable to the little nervous system, right? Because at those ages, we don't have any other tools. And so this little part of us learns through repetition, hey, this is our go-to tool to feel safe and cope with life's difficulties. The problem is now in today's world, when we're much older, we realize, I don't like that I do this. It doesn't actually make me feel safe. I usually feel worse afterwards. So understanding that it's a part of you enables us to get out of this enmeshment with this being our identity, developing a deeper understanding of who this part is, why this part learned this behavior, kind of understanding and having more compassion for this part of us. All of these things are really key to us healing and breaking free of this. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope you're understanding this now. And if you are feeling some feelings of greater ease, compassion, I'd love for you to just tune into that part of you, even if you don't know yet how old it is, even if you can't see exactly the image of that part. If you're feeling an increased sense of compassion or a little bit more calm, what would you like to say to this part of you who has been working so hard to try and keep you safe? What do you want to say to this part of you? And maybe you just want to actually reach out and imagine giving this little part of you a hug. And just saying, it's okay. I'm here. We're going to get through this together. Very, very powerful. I'm so proud of you. Truly. Please tune in now and notice on a scale of 1 to 10, where is that level of unhappiness that you binge eat? Maybe it's come down and you're feeling a greater sense of compassion for yourself. That would be fantastic. And if you are, I would love for you to share that in the comments and in this community. And remember, you're not alone. I'm here for you. I really hope these resources help you. This is my greatest joy and mission out in the world. And just know that I'm a phone call away if you are in need of support and want to have a conversation about what it looks like to break free of this. Big hugs to you, and I'll see you again next week.